This is directed to Mr. Clarke. That during 7/7 bombing, there was simultaneous simulated war game exercises taking place at the exact same time in the exact same location. This was actually reported live by the head of the Visor Corp, Peter Power, on Channel 4 News. This also happened earlier in 9/11, when there were numerous war games done under the name of Vigilant Guardian, involving hijacked planes. Do you believe that this leads to confusion and also delayed the response of the authorities? And if so, why weren't they investigated? Or are we just supposed to believe that they are mere coincidences?
Sorry, may I ask who you represent, where you're from?
I represent myself, and I'm Koyal Puri.
Thank you very much. I'd be delighted to answer this particular question. The weekend before the July attacks in London, remember the attacks were on the 7th of July, and the previous week, that was a Thursday. The previous weekend, my own branch, the anti-terrorist branch, went away for a weekend to conduct a tabletop paper exercise. And the task we set ourselves was to think what could be the worst scenario that we could face, and what would be the vulnerabilities that we would face as a counter-terrorist department. And we thought long and hard, and we thought, well, what is the worst thing we can think of? So we thought, I know, let's make it a multiple attack on the London Underground. And throughout that weekend, we worked through where we thought our vulnerabilities would be. And we didn't have time to implement what we discovered by the following Thursday, but at least we knew by then that when it happened, where we would likely to be under pressure. I can assure you that I had not the faintest idea that we were going to be attacked that following Thursday. All we were doing was trying to prepare. Does it cause confusion by having exercises? I think it would be a gross dereliction of our duty if we were not to prepare and to have exercises. And not to have exercises because it might be that we are thinking along the same lines as the terrorists, I think is unthinkable. What it shows is that we were thinking on the right lines. I know Peter Power very well, and I know that he too runs a company in the private sector. He was running a similar exercise, and he too was clearly thinking along similar lines when he said to his clients, imagine what would happen if there's an attack on the London transport system. So I think, actually, the public should be reassured. They shouldn't be confused, and in no way did it delay response. Having had those exercises actually enhanced the response to the tragedy.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I will direct my question to Mr. Glazer. My name is Irshad Manji, and I'm the author of a book entitled The Trouble with Islam Today, also a professor at NYU. The question is simple. Why do you believe there has not been a subway attack in the United States yet?
Well, we face so many different, there's so many different targets of opportunity for terrorist organizations. I suppose you could ask why we haven't faced all sorts of attacks. We faced a very serious attack on 9/11 involving airplanes, and there's been many attempts to attack all sorts of targets since then. It's due to the work of people like Peter Clarke and his counterparts in the U.S. and his counterparts around the world that we've foiled many of these, and many of these are still going on, and God willing will continue to be successful in preventing them. But I don't know why there hasn't been that particular type of attack as opposed to any other kind of attack. There's certainly a lot of areas for terrorists to choose from.